Yes.
A very pleasant evening to one and all present here. With pride and pleasure filled in my heart, I, Ananya Khare, on behalf of Team Law Informants, welcome all our distinguished guests and participants to the valedictory ceremony of First National Moot Court Competition 2021, organized by Law Informants. We at Law Informant aim to create one step for individuals in legal world and to serve as the platform for law students, researchers, scholars, and enthusiasts seeking to bring together legal fraternity. We aim to act as a bridge by connecting our viewers to all the opportunities present all around us.
Can Apurva unmute herself? Wait, I'll just check. Okay. Adarsh, can you add Apurva to the spotlight?
Yes, I have allowed her.
Okay.
So am I audible?
Yes, Apurva, you're audible.
You're not visible, I think.
Yes, sir. I'm adding her to the spotlight, sir. Adarsh, can you add her to the spotlight? Apurva? Yes. Okay.
Am I visible?
Yes.
Good evening, one and all. This is your co-host Apurva Singh. Team Law Informants proudly hosted its first National Moot Court Competition 2021 from the 25th to 27th June. The COVID-19 posed a plethora of challenges for the legal industry to navigate through, as it brought itself a whole new dimension of uncharted nuances of law. Keeping in consideration the contemporary challenges and to ensure discussion and understanding of the issues, the theme of the first edition revolves around contract law and the related subtle nuances of law. The purpose of this moot was to strengthen budding lawyers with research skills and arguments on the interplay of contracts. Team Law Informants received a total of 60 registrations and organized the quarterfinals on the 26th of June, wherein a total of 8 teams qualified for it. From here, a total of 4 teams qualified for the semi-finals, which were TC100, TC062, TC126, and TC130. Moving on, we'd like to extend our sincere gratitude and regards towards all the media partners that showed their immense support in promotion, encouragement, and implementation of the event. First National Moot Court Competition 2021, organized by Law Informants, was adjudged and graced by our honorable judges, and we are truly, truly honored by your presence, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to introduce Mr. Arun Kumar Gunasekaran, partner at Urge Law, who is specialized in advocacy and advisory work in a wide range of shipping, corporate, and general commercial law disputes. Sir completed his master's in maritime law from University College London. Sir is currently the consultant solicitor at Marison's Solicitor and Advocates, and also a solicitor in England and Wales Solicitor Regulation Authority. It is a pleasure to have you on board, sir. I would request you to address the gathering.
Thank you, Ananya. It was a pleasure to judge this competition along with my fellow eminent judges panel. And thanks, Arjun, for inviting me over. It was taking me back to my college and moot court days, you know. And like I was mentioning it to the participants in the quarterfinal round, and I would like to state the same to everyone who is present here. If you win or lose, it doesn't matter. It's all basically a margin of 1 or 2 points. So don't give up on your dream of becoming a lawyer. This doesn't judge who you are, and keep arguing, keep fighting, and continue to persist, insist, confuse, confess. And yeah, that's my words to you today.
Thank you so much, sir, for encouraging all the participants. Mr. Manav Jessel Thomas, advocate and partner at Thomas George and Associate, which deals with diverse area of litigation matters spread over different kinds of law, practicing and appearing before various judicial, quasi-judicial fora, starting from lowest court of jurisdiction to the Supreme Court. It is an honor to have you with us, sir. I would request Thomas, sir, to kindly address the gathering.
I thank all the coordinators of Law Informants for inviting me to judge the semi-final rounds and the final rounds. It's an absolute honor and pleasure. It is so nice to see that Law Informants has, unlike the other competitions that we see, Law Informants has tried to make the moot proposition on a niche area of law which is not usually touched upon, which is the CPC. If we all look into our different types of moot courts, we come across only the Constitution of India or the laws or circumstances and situations which are controversial. They have very safely taken a subject which is not, ventured a lot into, especially the CPC, which is in itself an ocean, I must say, with so many sections and so many orders. It is a subject which will not be learned in one day. It will take you years, and mind you, with so many interpretations coming day in and day out, you will be learning till the last day of your life. And along with the CPC, since the jurisdiction was one of the aspects in this moot court, students should have and must have looked into the pecuniary limits. They should also have looked into the aspect of a commercial dispute, because the CPC was amended because of the Commercial Courts Act. So these are some nuances in the law which has come recently, which all students should keep in mind when they participate in the days ahead, because so many virtual moot courts are being conducted. Grab all these opportunities and enjoy and cherish these moments, because post the pandemic, I don't think many people would be conducting virtual events ever. So let us thank the organization committee for that. Since I see a lot of, I'm also very honored to be judging with my co-panel of judges who have come from different areas, not only in India, but from abroad as well. So it was a pleasure to be judging with them. And coming to the students of this very unique competition, I firstly congratulate all of you all for even taking the first step of even registering it, because registering was the first way that you all have opened your doors to this unique experience. Now, in a competition, always one is bound to win and one is bound to lose. But in the real life, before the real courts of law, the losers also have something to take away when they go back. And that is something unique which you people need to understand, because if you are a lawyer filing a case before the district court, and say, for instance, you lose your case, but your client was mightily impressed how you have presented and represented him or her before the court, then he will give you his brief to file the appeal. Okay. And even if you lose that appeal as well, the court has not ceased right there. There is still a higher authority to further appeal. And still the client again gives you the brief. So in each rung of the ladder of the judiciary, the client is giving you his brief again and again, and you are bound to, fight his case. Sometimes there are some cases which is barred by law. You cannot win it, even if you are the best of lawyers that the country might even produce. So if you lose a case, it is not something that you need to take to heart, because you do not get the fees for one brief, you're getting the fees for two, because you're getting the fees for the lower court and also you're taking the fees for the appellate courts. So that is how you people have to consider losing in a gracious manner. You should consider this aspect of losing has to be, how do I say it? You should disconnect yourself, because if you disconnect yourself from the client, then you will not be affected by the decision. Only when you take a lot of pressure and you're very friendly with the clients, that you start taking the pressure of winning those cases. all we lawyers have to understand, you all are going to be future advocates. You all should understand that you all should never assure your client a victory, because our ethics code categorically state that you cannot, guarantee a win. And over the recent times, I've come across so many clients asking, will you win the case? And if I say that we cannot guarantee such a thing, then they will come with another question, which is, then what for are you taking the fees? So you cannot say them, or you cannot tell them that I'm taking my fees to guarantee a win. You should tell them that I am taking the fees for drafting your application. I am taking the fees for appearing per day before the court of law. So you should have a substantial answer to these clients also who ask you such, if I may say, ridiculous questions at some times. You should have the guts to answer them. And if there is a client who asks you to guarantee a win, or else I will go to lawyer B who guaranteed a win, you should have the guts to say, please go to him or her, because that is the kind of person that you should evolve yourself into. And right from the beginning that I've been giving few webinars in this time of the pandemic, I've always told students to few tips to excel in the field of law, and that is hard work, dedication, consistency, perseverance, patience. Only if you have all of this will you people become successful advocates. And for all the people who are running behind the opportunity of joining corporates because of money, you all should understand one thing, that when you turn the clock back, you should not think that all you did was earn money and spend 20 hours or 18 hours before a laptop or before a system. You should see whether you have enjoyed what you're doing. Do not take up a corporate job if you do not enjoy the kind of work that they do. So then there will be a question as to what do we do then? So I will give you a small example. For all of us lawyers, the initial days are going to be those tough times. Okay. Yes, we will be earning 3,000. Our friends will be earning 1 lakh. Yes, we will earn 10,000. Our friends will earn 1.5. But what you should understand is litigation is like a small tree. It's like a small plant where you keep pouring water again and again, and it grows into a tree. Why do I say that? As a litigating lawyer, if you're earning only 3,000, or if you're earning nothing at the age of 23, 24, when you are 50, or when you attain the age of 55, and in case you become a designated senior counsel, you will be earning in lakhs, and all these people would be retired who you compared at that time and joined behind them by running before all these corporate firms. So you all need to keep this small thing in mind, that do not run for money and join corporates, but stick to what you feel is something that motivates you. What is that you want to do in life? Do not take the yardstick of how much do they pay, because ultimately all these people who have been working in corporates after so many years come back to litigation because they say they're fed up. So if you do the same mistake, you're wasting those precious years of your life. So from 22 years where you learn so much and you have that energy to run around a number of courts, you will come back at the age, say you come back at a lawyer at 30 years, you will not be at the same, the energy, and you'll not be wanting to listen to someone because you'll come down to a junior's rank. And lastly, I'd like to say that there is nothing as a junior or a senior in the court of law. This has been a huge misconception among a lot of people, because all that a judge sees is how well you present the case, how well you do represent your client, and how well of the law have you read. So these are things that is what keeps in mind. There might be 1 or 2 judges who are bothered about face value, but that is not the entire face of the judiciary. So if you're a junior, there were instances that I had the opportunity to, win a case, though there was a senior on the other side. So that is when I myself understood that, this is only a misconception. If I have a good case and I argue it well, I have chances of winning it. Okay. And before I hand over the virtual floor back, I'd like to give the feedback to the participants of the final rounds. Speaker 1 of team 126. You have to answer to the queries raised by the bench first rather than saying that I'll come back to your queries after some time. You should really research on the point of jurisdiction, because jurisdiction is what makes your case or breaks your case, because that is of its most prime importance in any court of law. You need to really research more. I really like the fact that you were very calm and composed. That was something which was very appreciated by me. While answering, even though I have, I was eating your brain off, you still tried to, be very calm, very composed, and you answered it very well. And you had a very good answer on the age of the defendant. I really like that point. And you had an interesting interpretation of facts where you said there were two contracts. That was quite interesting. Now coming to petitioner speaker 2 of TC 126, you were again very calm, very composed, and very confident. I think you also need to research more. And whenever you're trying to put a question, suppose you like to say like, I understand your concern. The judges are not concerned of your case. You do not need to say that. Or suppose you want to put a question to the bench, then you have to phrase your question in the manner, I put this question to myself, and you put the question. You never ask a question to the bench. And you also never tell the bench that I understand your question or I understand your concern. And there is no need to say, I approach the bench, I would like to seek permission for each issue. These things could be, done away with. And I also liked your answer on equity. It was a very brilliant answer, which not many of the students had picked up, since I've seen the previous rounds as well. Coming to respondent speaker 1 TC 100, please read on jurisdiction, because I have judged you in the semifinals and you have seen how I grilled the students on jurisdiction, despite knowing that you didn't utilize that. So I was disappointed, to be honest, because you had the answer, because I had told you in the semifinals. So please research on jurisdiction, because if you don't have jurisdiction, your case will not be numbered also in the real court. I really must appreciate you for your patience with the questions, so many raised by all of us put together. And you had real good knowledge on questions outside the factual matrix. You had good answers on the Indian Partnership Act. You had good answers on the Indian Apprentices Act. You had a good knowledge on the point of how for necessities the minor has to pay, and for non-necessities a minor should not pay. These are points which were not taken by any of the students, I must say. Coming to rest, and you are also very calm, composed, and confident. So that's a very a good point, I must say. Coming to respondent speaker 2. Again, you were calm, composed, and you spoke well this time. You understood what your facts were, and you did a good job, because I've seen you in the semifinals. I saw you a little flustered. I told you, you have improved so much from your semifinals and did a better job in your finals. With this short, I would like to end my talk. I'd like to thank the organizing committee once again for inviting me on this virtual platform. Thank you. And since I've been providing internships to a number of students, I'd like to say that whoever is the winner, the organizing team could refer them and ask them to send a formal email to seek and avail the opportunity of interning with us, either virtually or non-virtually. But the only trouble that I would like to tell them would be that we would not be giving you all internships immediately in this year virtually, but it would be considered for non-virtually this year, but virtually say for 2022, because we have our slots booked until then. So I'd like the organizing committee to ask the winners to utilize this opportunity as well. And before the winners are announced, like very rightly pointed out by Mr. Arun sir, that there is no winner and there is no loser. All of you all are winners, and congratulations and thank you once again.
Thank you, sir. We'll surely convey the message to the winners as well. Yes, sir. Ananya, please, you may continue.
Thank you, sir. Those were some remarkable and kind words. Up next, we have our Honorable Judge, Mr. Kushagra Raj. Advocate Kushagra Raj is an associate at the chambers of Mr. A.K. Prasad, AOR, Honorable Supreme Court. Sir has been practicing at the Honorable Supreme Court, NCT, CAT, and other fora situated outside of Delhi and NCR. Constitutional law, media law, criminal procedure stand as one of the specialized domains of Advocate Kushagra Raj. Sir, we are truly, truly honored by your presence, and we request you to kindly share a few words of wisdom with us.
Hello. Thank you for having me here. It was a pleasure co-judging with the bench that was available. The co-judges that are here are very distinguished people, and it was a learning opportunity for me as well. First of all, I would like to thank the law informants team for their enterprise and their hard work in organizing such a brilliant event, I would have to say. I was listening to Arjun speak, and he mentioned about 50 odd teams that registered. To have such participation at the first event itself, or at in their first venture itself, is phenomenal. So congratulations, law informants. Keep doing the good work. Now moving on to the actual moot proposition and the speakers involved and the teams involved. I think Manav sir very correctly pointed out that most of the moot problems, moot courts that we go through these days cover controversial issues involving constitutional questions of law, things which are in the limelight. I think law informants did a very good job in tackling an issue arising out of the CPC, which is an ocean in itself, as very correctly pointed out. What it did was it enabled the students to research and to come up with genuine arguments rather than to come up with rhetoric-based statements that people hear or read these days. So that was very good thinking on the part of law informants. As far as the participants was concerned, I was very happy to see the quality of research and the quality of drafting that was put in by the students. I believe these are third, fourth, fifth year law students, and the work that they have put in such difficult times during the pandemic, the motivation to put in such good work has to be appreciated. As far as feedback is concerned, I don't think there is a lot to add. There are just a couple of things that I would like to mention, which I noticed. There was a rebuttal between the two participants, between the two teams. What I noticed was that there was a lot of vehemence and belligerence while replying to the contentions raised by the other party. So I just want to suggest that that's not how a proper court proceeding functions. You're very congenial and polite to your co-lawyers, to your brothers, as the terminology goes, and you're always supposed to address the bench. You're not supposed to address the co-counsel or the opposite counsel. That's just what the counsels need to keep in mind. Some small things like jurisdiction, proper research work. Another thing that that I just remembered was, whenever you're mentioning a case law, you should always say the name of the court where the judgment was pronounced. The citation, if you can mention it at the right then and there, it would also be helpful. So these are some very minor things, but all of these things can be improved on. This is why moot court competitions are organized, so that you learn about the court procedure. And in totality, I was very impressed by the quality of the students that participated, and I wish the very best to everyone, the entire law informants team and all the participants that came from the prelims to the finals. Good job, guys. Best of luck. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Those were indeed some remarkable and kind words to remember. Up next, we have our honorable judge, Dr. Ankit Awasthi. Dr. Ankit Awasthi graced the occasion by judging the oral rounds and is an assistant professor at the Hidayatullah National Law University, Raipur. Sir also advances his domains to international trade law, corporate governance, media and law, and legal research and writing. We're truly, truly honored to have you here, sir. We request you to light up the occasion with a few words.
There was some technical glitch, I think. So thank you so much. And I think there is nothing left for me as far as feedback is concerned. Manav sir in a very detailed way given the same. that has been further collaborated by Kushal sir. So what I want to say at the outset, it's been a nice experience for me. So as being the part of the academic fraternity, moot court is only a opportunity for us to be associated with practicing lawyers or like partners or associate or senior partners. So this is, I think, third or fourth moot court competition in this year, which I have judged. And this is the first one which is organized by any non-institutional entity. So generally, academicians are supposed to participate if that is the banner of quote unquote any institutional entity. So the only reason why I have agreed is that I have seen Arjun and his team that they are putting a lot of efforts in this particular area. So they are working hard, and that is our duty to motivate, facilitate, you can say, such initiatives. And like I was not wrong when I came to know this news that around 60 teams participated. So the legal maxim which we use, that is ipso facto, that there is no other proof that is required when we talk about the success. So what my co-judges have said regarding the winning and losing aspect of the same one, I have referred some details about the same when I was working on this one, moot skills, because that became also mandatory part of the legal education system, which was recommended by the McGrath report in UK. I think Arun sir is aware with the same. So that is implemented in India also. So I was reading one Nigerian poet. She said that when you talk about this one, winning and losing, we have to remember that if someone who is so emphasizing only on winning and losing, then that particular person is losing opportunity to learn. And we are known as learned lawyers. So each and every day we have to learn. And that's why, in spite of the fact who is going to be the winner or the loser, the thing that we have to remember that we have got at least opportunity to learn, and accordingly we have to excel in a longer run. So I extend best wishes to each and everyone. And at the same point of time, I extend thank you to the organizing team to make me the part along with my co-judges for this event. Thank you all.
Thank you for such remarkable and kind words, sir. We would like to thank and extend our regards to our respected guests in absentia, our honorable guest, Mr. Piyush L., Mr. Ashish Madan, Mr. Pratik I, and Mr. Aman Shukla for their support and guidance and encouragement in organizing this event. We would also like to thank all the participants for enthusiastically participating and contributing to the event. Last but not the least, we'd like to thank the members and minds of law informants behind this event in making it a great success.
I would like to take the privilege of calling upon the backbone of the event, Mr. Arjun Tyagi, the founder of Law Informants, to propose the vote of thanks. Arjun, over to you.
Thank you, Ananya, for inviting me for the vote of thanks. It has truly been a great privilege for being a part of the organizing team of this particular event. We had a great number of teams registering for us. We had 60 plus registrations spanning across 150 students from various universities all over the nation. And to receive that kind of a response in our very first moot court competition is something that makes us work towards having the another one as well, which we look forward to, and having the the same conduction that we have in this one as well. It has been truly a privilege for us for organizing this event for over 1.5 months. It has been a ride of hard work, of dedication from everyone at Law Informants, and it has truly been a privilege to be a part of this. I would like to thank the judges first, Mr. Arun Kumar Giranasekharan, Mr. Thomas Manav Jesil, Mr. Kushag Raj, and Mr. Ankit Avasti, Mr. Piyush Langadi, Mr. Pratik Irpatgire, and Mr. Aman Shukla. I would also like to thank Mr. Ashish Madan for being there to guide us all the way through, and to all of our judges who had taken out time of their busy schedule to judge these events for us. I'm pretty sure that the participants have learned a lot from the feedback that the judges have given us. It has truly been a blessing for us as well to hear the feedback and be there for the event as well. We have learned so much during this session, is something that we'll definitely take forward in our own personal ventures as well. This is something that I endeavor to learn from as well. And it has truly been a great to be part of this particular organization. and to conduct this with all the teammates. I would also like to thank our media partners who have been there with us from day one and helped us for the conduction of this event. It has truly been a great for us to partner with you all, and we look forward to partner with you in the future events as well. I would also like to thank our core team members, Gagi Suman, Ananya Khare, Adarsh Raj, Aditya Saxena, Apurva, Ark, Kanishk, Khushbu, Nandini, Nitya, Medha, Shikha, Ananya, Shivansh, Anushka, and Anura. Moving on to team law informants, I would also like to thank Ritwil Rastogi, Sanjay Shakya, Anshika, and Ashutosh Jadhav for being there with us and helping us in conduction of this event. There's one special mention that I definitely need to make, because this is someone who has been there from day one conducting this whole event on probably, managing with everyone and coordinating with everyone, and that is Raj Lakshmi Singh. She's a student at National University Orissa, and she has been the one who has been the backbone behind this conduction. I thank all of you for being here with us. It has truly been a great event, and this is something that I take motivation from. I hope we continue to do the same at Law Informants, and that is all from our side. I thank you everyone for joining us today and being here with us.
Thank you, Arjun. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are at the most awaited moment of the day, the declarations of the result. Everybody here is so excited for this moment for a long time. All the participants, all 60 plus teams have been waiting for this very moment from a long time, I must say. I would request Ankit sir to declare the best memorial award.
Thank you, Ananya. So the citation winner of the best memorial was won by TC 104, 104. So many congratulations to the team 104. And that team is comprised of Simran Singh Verma, Siddharth Sharma, and Utkarsh Sachora. In college is University 5 years Law College. So once again, congratulations to all the team members. Thank
Congratulations, TC104. Now I would request Kushagra sir to declare the Best Researcher Award. Kushag sir.
Yes, sir. Kushag sir,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Ananya. The award for the best researcher goes to Sarthak Khurana of TC 130. The college is New Law College, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune.
Congratulations, Sarthak, for the Best Researcher Award. Now I would request Mana sir to declare the Best Speaker.
Yes, Mana sir.
There's an issue because you're unable to mute. Yes. So the citation of Best Speaker has been won by TC 130 Simar Preet, and she's from New Law College, Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Preet. Well, now the most awaited moment, the runner-up and the winning team. I would request Arun sir to kindly declare the runner-up team and the winning team of the first National Moot Court competition organized by Law Informants.
Right. So the much awaited moment. So the winners of this Law Informants first national level moot is. Oh wait, let me say something else in the meantime. All right, so I think there is something which we have to say that judges agreed to it unanimously, and we came to a conclusion very fast, and it's not something which happens quite often in the code of law. So the winners for the first national law moot by the Law Informants is RGNLU, Jasmine Mangat, the speaker 1, Manvi Sharma, speaker 2, and Mevish Alam, researcher. Congratulations.
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 And the runners-up is TC126 of MNLU Aurangabad, Law School BHU, Riya Garg, speaker, Priyanshi Singh, speaker, Muskan Garg, researcher. Congratulations as well.
Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations to all the citations,
so much, sir.
all the winners here. I would request the winning team, if one of the member could share his or her experience with us about how was his experience with the moot and with the organizing committee, of course. So I would request one of the winners, one of the members from the winning team, to please share his or her experience.
So the experience, as I already was talking to one of the organizers yesterday, I mentioned that the experience has been immaculate. It has been very smooth running. There have been no problems, and everyone has been super responsive in answering to all of our queries. And I'm really glad that I participated and we got this experience.
Thank you so much. So as we come to the end of this entire moot court, I would like to thank each and every person who contributed here, all the participants, over 60+ teams. Heartfelt congratulations to all the winners here. You have been the best, so you're here indeed. And all the participating teams, you might not have won, but you have had a great experience of mooting. And I feel as law students, it's very important. I would like to thank each and every one, all the respective judges, for taking out time from their busy schedule, and our OC for always being through at any point of time. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Archit, can we turn the spotlight off so that we can have a group picture? And all the winners, could you please open your camera so we can have a group picture together, and all the judges as well?